For this Stamps and Mail Club video, I'm excited to share with you a really gorgeous technique that makes these dimensional, there you can see, dimensional dahlias from the Regarding Dahlias stamp set. All the supplies you need are included with your Stamps and Mail Club kit. The only thing you'll need to add is scissors and some adhesive, and a black Stays-On pad. So I'm going to start off, I like to ink my big stamps upside down by stamping my dahlia 3 times on my piece of real red cardstock. And the first 2, I need most of my dahlia. The third one, it doesn't matter if you get the whole thing or not. You only need the center part in the end because you are going to cut these out in 3 pieces. So the first one, cover up my Stays-On pad to keep it nice and moist. The first one I'm going to cut out all the way around the edge. The second one I'm going to cut out in kind of in the middle, medium size. And the third one I'm going to cut out sort of small here. So go ahead, through the magic of television, I have the first one done. And then the next one I'm going to show you. It doesn't really matter which one you do. You're just going to cut right outside the lines of sort of a medium-sized dahlia piece. And really, like I said, you don't have to pick even the same petals that I pick. There's some flexibility here, but you want to get close to the lines here as much as you can. And then the third dahlia is going to be the smallest one, so go ahead and trim right up there pretty close to that big flowery center. So through the magic of television, I have my 3 layers cut out. So the next thing I'm going to do is take my Crystal Effects. Remember, we don't want to shake it. You want to just use some firm and constant pressure. And go ahead and move this all around. You can see I've squished out kind of a big puddle of it, and then instead of keeping squishing, continuing to squish, I guess, I'm just going to use the tip to sort of move this around on my paper. And go ahead, and if you do find that you get a bubble, usually you can kind of squish the tip of the Crystal Effects around until you can get it moved out. Now you don't need to put Crystal Effects in the middle because your next layer is going to go ahead and cover that up. So you can use your finger in the center to hold everything. But go ahead and coat all the way around, getting out to the edges. Once you have your layers all coated, go ahead and stack them up with Stampin' Dimensionals. The other thing, mine aren't really dry yet, so I don't recommend doing this when they're not dry. But, you know, I would live dangerously, right? So I'm going to, while they're still damp, just cup them up a little bit so that you have some extra dimension to your flower. See how they kind of cup a little bit off the page? As the Crystal Effects dries, it will maintain that shape if you go ahead and get it started. And your cardstock, depending on how thick you got your Crystal Effects, your cardstock may start to feel kind of damp. That's okay, it will dry. You just want it to dry in the nicely cupped shape that you are recommending. Now if you cup it too much when they're too wet and you have a really thick coat, your Crystal Effects can actually run. So be careful about that. Now the other thing you want to do is kind of give your image an eyeball here, because you want to line the images up vaguely. No one's going to know if you're not exactly on. But you want the image to match up. So, okay, the last one's trickiest. There we go, to get a little cup on it. And because, heck, we're all about sparkle, I'm going to go ahead and drizzle just a few sprinklings of Dazzling Diamonds glitter right there on the top of this last layer. And I have a Stampin' Dimensional on the back side here, and I'm going to go ahead and position that right there in the center. So there I have my flower. Now this is living dangerously because it's all wet and I'm putting it together. I would recommend waiting. For the other parts of your card, you can go ahead and grab the pieces included in your Stamps and Mail Club kit. I have a piece of red glimmer paper and a chevron embossed background here, and I have a piece from the Chalk Talk Framelits set, and I'm going to go with the, I think, Hello You stamp. So again, pull out my Jet Black Stays On ink pad. Stays On is a great combo for crystal effects because it is not water soluble, so you don't have to worry about your lines running when you get them, because essentially you're getting them wet with the crystal effects. So, okay, I have a Stampin' Dimensional. I'm going to go ahead and stick this down here. And there's our basic card. I'm not going to live too dangerously and stick this down while it's all wet, but I do have this one here to show you the finished version. And it has these 3 layers, and they are, you can kind of see, they're nicely stiff as the crystal effect dries. This is a really fun project, and I hope you'll enjoy this from the Stamps in the Mail Club kit in November. Thanks so much for watching.